What's up, fuckers? Welcome to the 12th episode of the Dynamite-Gizmo podcast, y'all. We got two siggity slap cards up in this bitch. Blue ones are all out. We're onto the pink. We're onto the stinky pink now. The stink pink. Get your pink in the stink. Put your fingers in the pink and pull it out. Smell it. What does it stink? It's stinky pink. Get yourself some stinky pink today. This is the juice I extracted from my stinky pink. Stinky pink. Get yourself some stinky pink, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we're stinking and we're pinking and Okay. The microphone is so sensitive. If you touch the cord at all, it stops recording. Listen to that. Sounds like a queetar. Shut up. So you
Be careful. Okay, 1 sec. Dun 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 dun. Test. 1 2 1 2
1 2. Clap for the second time. Clap for the second time. Okay, now that we got the audio all figured out, because this fucking piece of shit is so fiddly. If you fiddle with it, don't get your fiddlesticks in a Twitter nap, 'cause she'll shut right down on you. Okay, where was I? Couldn't tell ya. So why don't we just jump right into these cards here? Said I love you, Grandma. Gizmo, I have a cat. If you've seen any of my older podcasts or even any of my older videos, you would know that I have a puss. I have a pussy. I have a kitty cat named Gizmo, and there's been times in the past where she has brought... Hello? Okay. There's been times in the past where she has brought mice into the house. Live. Fully alive mice. And she'd just play with them. She brought birds in. Yeah, birds were alive. They were bloody. Feathers were going everywhere. Talk about, and what I did to clean them up, I took, I'm trying to do... Oh boy, I'm lucky. I'm trying to do a few things at once here. I'm trying to get a timer started. We're in the beginning of the podcast, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, my cat would bring the live creatures in, and I'd have to get them out. So I'd take a Ziploc container, take the lid off, flip it upside down, put a piece of duct tape on the bottom, and stick a broom handle to the top of the container, or the bottom of the container with the tape, and I'd trap the mouse into a corner and put I'd get him into a corner and box him in with books and stuff, and then I'd lower the container with the broom handle down on top of the mouse, and I'd slip a magazine underneath and throw the fucker outside. Or I'd smash him off of a table and break his neck. Just kidding, I've never done that. I could never do that. But the birds, if you have a bird in your house, it's not as easy Easy E. It's not easy to it's not easy to corner a bird. If you try to, it can just fly upwards and get out of that corner real quick, bitch. Like anyone is getting angry at me. But it happens. Sometimes birds just fly into houses. You know that? They will fly into a house. I've never had it happen. I've had a bat fly into my house when I was young. I was a youngin'. Back in the old thicket when I lived in Sydney. Actually, it was in New Waterford. New Waterford there, boy. You live in New Waterford? Oh, I got to move the cord a little bit. Thank the Lord she didn't cut out on me. Thank the Lord Jesus Christ. I got a smoothie again. Smoothie! Smoothie! That one goes out to Cash Bomb. I don't remember what I said last time, though. Oops. My cat would walk outside on copper pipes, and next to those pipes were bushes, and she'd step in them, and those sticky burrs would get stuck in her fur, and she always brings that shit inside and puts little paw prints all over the floor too. But the copper, I don't think copper rusts, does it? But if it did, she would get, it looks like little rust flakes on her paws, but that's, I don't know, could just be leaves. But speaking of copper, Copper Cab, you remember that guy? Transformed into a woman, remember? I think it was last year he transformed. But now he's back with his podcast. Well, I think it's a podcast. It's like a podcast style show. First episode came up, and all he said was, put some comments asking me questions in this video, and I will answer them in the next video. So, but he wasn't a woman. In his last 3 or 4 videos, he was complaining about how he wanted to become a woman, and he seemed pretty sincere. He could have been lying. I mean, his whole Copper Cab character is a complete lie. That's just a character, but it's not like a bad lie. He was interviewed on Keemstar, saying that he's Claire. He's Claire now. He transformed himself into Claire. So why is, and now he's not? Or maybe he's just putting on a character. He's being a man just for this podcast show. And then he'll go back to a woman when he's not doing the podcast. Who knows? Who cares? Well, I kind of do. I just want to find out. It's probably going to get revealed in the next episode. The question. People are going to ask that question. I know I would ask that question. Let's go take a look right now. Let's take a look in the Anook Shook world. I shook my took bananas. Copperhead Road. Copper Cab. Oh shit. He put out the video with the answers. I gotta watch this shit. Damn, when did he put it out? 1 hour ago. Holy fuck, he put it out 1 hour ago. Oh fuck yeah. I gotta watch this shit. But let's just see the comments anyway. Damn, I got a video to watch. Look at that. Oh. So it was only yesterday he put it up, the video. There's the woman thing. Failed attempt at comedy. So it turns out. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Wow. He's amazing. Holy fuck. He's not actually a woman. He did a good job. He convinced me. Damn. But I wonder if he's going to address it in the video. I'm sure he's going to. He'd have to. That would be the biggest question. Copper cab. Are you a woman now? No. So he got all this publicity just to promote his new podcast show that he has. Very smart. Very smart, my man. What else you got in store? He's good at bringing it back, but I think he has a agent and a guy, people who work for him, telling him what to do. Because he was on a reality show for a little bit, I think. Or maybe he was going to be I'm pretty sure he was on a reality show. But when he's interviewed, you ever hear those generic questions in the interview? Like, what's it like being copper cab? What's it like? How do you do comedy? Stuff like that. Those generic questions you get in interviews. I don't think Keemstar does that. But I hate hearing stuff like that. It's not doesn't make the conversation interesting. The answer is usually boring as fuck and I don't pay attention. And as I look out the window, the sun sets and I think it's gonna rain. And I hope it does because I love me a little rain. I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, launch and lightning. There's one of them. Yeah. You know, it makes me feel good. Woo! I have Eddie Rabbit, or is it Eddie Rabbit? Eddie Money? Eddie Money? Whoever. I have the album. I have it on vinyl. What are you gonna do about it? And it's not because I don't have it on vinyl because I went to HMV and purchased it. No, I have original from 19 whenever the fuck it came out. Original. I have over 50 original vinyl records from through 60s, 50s, I'd say 50s to 90s. No, definitely no farther into the 90s. I do have ones past the 90s, but those are ones that I purchased either online or at HMV. And I don't even know if the ones at HMV are good quality or not. I do have a record player. I have tried them out. Sometimes they kind of skip a little bit, but there's so much dust on them and you can never get all the dust off them. And they're black and it just shows up. Because black people don't have to wear sunscreen. I want to find out that answer. I want to find out the answer to that question. Do black people have to wear sunscreen? Let's see. Wait a minute. Well, I'm sure they can get skin cancer still. They'd still get the UV rays, but maybe I should write, do black people does black people's skin look at the weird Google questions here. Burn. They do get sunburned. Apparently. www.skincancer.org. By Martinez Perez. Yes, well, I know we all can get skin cancer. But can the black motherfuckers burn? It looks like they can. I'm barely reading it. But either way, they're still gonna have to put sunblock on. I always thought that they well, my teacher told me. My teacher definitely told me this. Absolutely 100%. I remember this. We were learning about no. It was a mixture of black history, cuz everyone learns about black history in school. And we actually learned about UV rays right before summer came around. Maybe because she had cancer before or something, I don't know, but she got permission to teach us about UV rays, and she told us black people don't have to wear sunscreen. I remember her telling us that. But she's also the same teacher that said that Britney Spears was smart or something. Britney Spears had a comeback around that time. Would have been like 2008-ish. 2009, Britney Spears did something. Brought out an album. And she did a little speech somewhere. My teacher just loved it. Because I think she was a lesbian. She was short and chubbed. I could see her being a lesbo. But she told us that black people don't have to wear sunscreen. And I believed it forever. It's one of those things that you'll just believe forever. Because you heard it as a child. Or you have those things that you smell as a child. And then that memory locks in your head forever, and you smell it as an adult, and it just brings you right back to that moment. They say smell is directly connected to memory. Memory! 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 When I was on Facebook, I have Time Hop on my Facebook. I just have Time Hop, and Facebook is connected to it. And so is my Instagram, and some other shit. Twitter. Pretty well all my social media is connected to it. And the other day, it was like 7 years ago, you posted this picture of these brand new shoes you got. And I'm like, damn, those are nice. I would still wear those. And I can't remember where they went. They'd probably still fit me if I could find them. But they probably ended up in the garbage somewhere. Because they were too muddy. That's usually what ends up happening to my shoes. Eventually, they end up in too much mud. I don't know why. Thrown a lot of shoes out because mud ruined them. Once they get all full of mud on the inside and outside and in every hole, out every hole, and then it crusts and hardens, and then you're like, oh, I'll just rinse them off with the hose. You rinse it off, and then it dries out in the sun, and then your shoes are crusty. They don't feel cushiony anymore. They're crusty. You got crusty sneakers. It's like you're walking on a sea sponge that's out of water. Because when the sea sponge is out of water, that bitch is crusty. It's not spongy and squishy anymore. It's Krusty, the crab. You know Krusty? The Krusty Krab. Mr. Krabs? Klutzy. That's what I was thinking of. There's a clown in my hometown of Sydney named Klutzy as well. Remember I talked about Bubbles, the female clown? Well, there's also Klutzy. And then I used to believe as a child, because I used to hear about Krusty on The Simpsons, and I used to think that was a spoof of Klutzy the Clown from my small town of Sydney. I was like, The Simpsons got influenced from a clown at Sydney, but no. Klutzy, it's just a coinkydink. Apparently this Klutzy, the clown from my town, Klutzy the clown, he got arrested for child predator stuff. I'm not surprised. Why else would that happen? That's something you expect to happen when a clown is a clown. When someone has a profession like a clown, you kind of think, well, if anyone's gonna be a child predator, it's gonna be a clown, at least. Well, not always, but a clown would be probably my first guess. If someone were to say, who do you think are the top 3 child predators in all the professions of the world? I'd say clown is number 1. And you know what's number 2? Plumber. Yeah. Why do you think they got the plumber's crack? They lured children in with the plumber's crack. Just kidding, that's all false. I just like to say stuff sometimes. Riggy, bum, 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 boo! Sun's going down, but it's not down yet. Don't you remember back in December when the sun is just gone by like 4:30? It's like, damn, bitch, this day is gone already. It's still daylight and it's 9:24 p.m. It's pretty cool. And but these months are gonna go by like a sippity scoop cop schnippicop koopke in a sippity sop sop spape jape snecky second. And then you're back to the winter months with snow and cold and short days. Days go by in the blink of an eye. In the blink of a French fry. French fry? Eat my thigh. Big old pasteurized. You know what's moving forward these days? Bum bum bum. I got a piano over here if you can't see, which I don't think you can, but technology. Ray Kurzweil will tell you. He'll be the first guy to tell you. Technology builds upon itself faster and faster every year. So, it took 10 years to do this. Now that gets cut in half, and then every year it gets cut in half. And then you just build stuff so quick, and eventually we get to the singularity. The singularity where anything's possible and we're all robots. That's gonna be fun. We're all gonna be running around, bunch of robots, punching stuff, kicking stuff, flying around. And what if, well, I don't know. I was gonna say something about rape. I don't even know what I was gonna say. Something along the lines of, I don't know, rape. What would be rape in the future? Oh yeah, we're all just gonna rape everyone. We're all gonna rape everyone. You just rape whoever you want, just like back in the old days. Oh, there goes the slushy all over the floor. Actually, it's not a slushy. It's a smoothie. But it's all over the floor. But it's okay, I'll leave it there. It's a smooth floor, so it'll dry up and get sticky. And then I'll wipe it up with the mop. I don't want to stop the podcast to wipe up some juice, some smoothie. I'll just leave it. There ain't nothing you can do to tell me to change my mind. So fuck ya. You heard me. H3H3, they brought their podcast back. Woo! It was actually really good. They had, of course, Post Malone. Ethan's been obsessed with that guy. He just can't get away from him. They had Post Malone and Joji, or whatever his name is from, I think it's Joji, from, he's Filthy Frank, motherfucker. He's Filthy Frank. It was weird seeing him not as Filthy Frank. He was a regular dude. But I noticed that Ethan is so influenced by Post Malone. Post Molin. He follows him around. He's always with him. They do so much together, and he was smoking. And he said he doesn't smoke, but he was. He was smoking just as much as Post was smoking. I mean, Post chain smokes like a motherfucker. And he was drinking Bud Light, and they were all drinking Bud Light except for Hila. Hila doesn't do anything. She's the only responsible one. I'm not saying they shouldn't smoke or shouldn't drink. I was okay with him smoking and drinking. It's just, I never pictured someone, like, Post Malone's only 21, and, Ethan is 31. So he's like 10 years older than him, but he's so influenced by him. And I don't know, it's just strange. Usually it's the other way around. Usually the younger person is trying to act like the older person. You can probably barely hear me, but I don't want to move the microphone around too much, because you know what happens. You witnessed. And I think it happened in the last video. I'm totally sure it did. So, we're done the first card. Wow, I went through everything. We only have 2 more subjects left to talk about. Boom, ba, ya. The next one's kind of like a story. Actually, it is a story. It's a story about a whore. No, it's not about a whore. It's a horror. Horror. It's kind of a horror story. It's a ghost story. Ghosts and hoes. Me and family and friends went on a trip to Prince Edward Island. For those who don't know, for those who are hoes, for those who blow noses, Prince Edward Island is a province in Canada. Okay? It's a small island where they have potatoes and red soil, surrounded by ocean, because they're an island. We traveled there. It was a beautiful place. We had a lot of fun. But the little cottage we were staying in, boom, ba, ya, that place felt haunted at least. Well, I don't know. It probably wasn't, but it felt like it to us. We looked through the logbook. You know, the thing at the front entrance that has all the residents who stayed there, and then they can write a little paragraph of their experience. And every one of them, they felt something creepy. They enjoyed the stay. They said it was awesome and worth the money, but it was creepy. So let me give you a rundown. Night 1. Bum, bum, bum. Who cares about night 1? I don't remember night 1, day 2. It was so long ago. It just seems like one day to me. That's how long ago it was. I was 12 years old, but I still remember pretty vividly of what happened. I hate telling this story. I've told it so many times. But I'll give you the gist of it. So we took pictures, and in the attic, there was a girl in the picture. I don't even want to say it because it sounds so cheesy, but there was like a shadowy figure of a girl in the window of the attic. There was the attic you couldn't get into, but it had a keyhole you could look into, and there was children's toys in the room. This sounds like bullshit, but it's total truth. A plumber came over to fix some shit one day. We tried to ask him what went down before this was a bed and breakfast type place. Even though there wasn't the breakfast, it was just you stay there. You just stay at this cottage. And he said it used to be a farmhouse, and he was going to get into what went down. He said something actually happened here, and he was getting all quiet. And as soon as he was about to tell us, the owner of the house fucking strolls in and cuts him off. And we never found out. But there was numbers on all the doors. There was a picture of one of those old creepy pictures hanging on the walls, like the self-portrait. There was a piano, lots of noises, bangings. When we got home, all our pictures were deleted, so we couldn't even upload anything. So yeah, I just rambled right through that story because I hate telling it. Not because it scares me, but because I'm just sick of telling it. And nobody believes it anyway. But I wrote it on here, and I was like, oh, that could be something we could talk about. That could be something we could roll about, stroll about, hole about, toll about. Let's go on YouTube right now. Breathe into the mic a little more. Breathe with me. When you call my name, squeeze with me. When you shit my name, peas with me. Oh yeah. There was an Ariana Grande concert in Manchester today. Or maybe it was yesterday, I don't know. But there was some sort of terrorist act that occurred. Some terrorist act occurred in Manchester. Philly DeFrankie, he talked about it. Let's see what he has to say. I'll check out his video later. Ba-boom. This might be a little short one. Might be a little shorty. Let's just talk about the last subject here. Super Mario 64. Who has played that? Everybody in the world has played that. Don't you fucking deny it. Don't deny it or squy it. Just suicide it. Ply it. Free fry it. French fries for life. You feel me? You heard me? Yeah. Ku Klux Klan. I'm just kidding. I'm really baked right now. So yeah, this was a short little podcast. Hopefully I get some guests rolling in here, because I don't want to be talking by myself for life. Who wants to do that? Not me. But that's it for the 12th episode of the Dynamitegizmo podcast. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Peace in the middle, grease, motherfucker. Oh, we're still rolling. Why haven't you paused it, Jamal? I don't have a guy named Jamal. Oh. Okay. That's okay. Why don't we pause it?